Hello everyone, this is Sasi. Welcome to Srihan TV. Today we are going to discuss about Selenium FAQs part 4. And this is the continuation of previous 3 parts. If you didn't cover the previous parts, please watch the previous parts for the basic and some little advanced questions. Okay, let's start the video. So the next question is there a way to type in a text box without using send keys? Yes, there is one more way to type in a text box without using send keys method. What is that is JavaScript executor interface. That interface we can use to execute JavaScript code and interact with the text box element. And below is the example of the code. So here we created an instance of JavaScript executor interface by casting the WebDriver object to JavaScript executor. This allows us to execute the JavaScript code. This allows us to execute the JavaScript code. To type in the text box, we use the execute script method of the JavaScript executor interface. By defining the value, we can type in the text box. So by using the execute script, we can directly manipulate the text box value using JavaScript, bypassing the need to use send keys method. So we are bypassing the send keys method here. So we are using this JavaScript executor. So this is how we need to type in a text box without using send keys. We'll move on to the next. So the next question is how to set the browser window size in Selenium. To set the browser window size in Selenium, we need to use manage.window.setSize method available in the WebDriver interface, which is very simple. We are setting the window size here to 800 to 600 megapixels. 800 is the width and 600 is the height. So this method allows us to specify the width and height of the browser window. To set the window size, we create a dimension object and specify the desired width and height. In this example, we set the window size to 800 and 600 pixels. Then we use the set size method here of the WebDriver window interface accessed through driver.manage.window. So we are setting the size here as a window size, which is the object reference variable. And by invoking this method, the browser window will be resized to the specific width and height. This is how we need to set the browser window size in Selenium. Okay, moving on to the next question. How to maximize browser window size in Selenium? Earlier we saw the setting the size of the window, and now it is maximizing the browser window. So to maximize the browser window, we use the maximize method at the WebDriver.window interface accessed through driver.manage.window. This method maximizes the browser window to fill the screen. By invoking this method, the browser window will be maximized, utilizing the maximum available space on the screen. So this is how we need to maximize the browser window. Moving on to the next question. List out some of the automation tools which could be integrated with Selenium to achieve continuous testing. So some of the automation tools which could be integrated with Selenium to achieve continuous testing are, these are some of the tools which can be integrated with Selenium to achieve continuous integration testing. So what are those? Those are Jenkins, Travis CI, Circle CI, AWS Code Pipeline, Azure DevOps, Bitbucket pipelines. And Jenkins is the most commonly used tools that can be integrated with Selenium to achieve the continuous testing. So moving, what are the advantages of using GitHub for Selenium? GitHub for Selenium test automation project offers several advantages. What are those? Version control is the first. So in version control, Git and GitHub provides powerful version control features. With Git, you can track changes to our code base, create branches for new branches or bug fixes, and easily we can merge the changes. And we can easily merge the changes. And this acts as a remote repository for our code, allowing us to collaborate with team members and manage code versions effectively. This is particularly beneficial when multiple team members are working on the same Selenium project. If there are multiple people working on the same project, then it is very useful, the version control, which is Git and GitHub. So, and the next advantage is collaboration and teamwork. And we can maintain collaboration and teamwork using GitHub. It facilitates seamless collaboration among team members. It provides features like pull requests we can do, code reviews, issue tracking, enabling effective communication between team members. And team members can review code changes, they can suggest improvements also, and discuss issues within the repository so that we can ensure high quality test automation code. This is one of the advantage, like collaboration and teamwork for GitHub. And the next advantage is code share and reliability. And GitHub allows us to share our Selenium test automation projects with the wider community. We can make our projects public and contribute to open source projects also. And also we can create private repositories for internal use. So these are some flexible features we are having, like a code sharing, and we can do reusability also. By sharing the code on GitHub, we can gain feedback, improving our coding skills and contribute to the growth of the Selenium community. This is one of the advantage. And the next one is the continuous integration and delivery, CI/CD. And GitHub seamlessly integrates with popular CI/CD tools like Jenkins, Travis CI, and Circle CI. By integrating your Selenium projects with these tools, we can automate build, test, and deployment process. This ensures that our Selenium tests are executed automatically when our changes push it to repository, helping to catch issues early in the development lifecycle and enabling faster feedback loops. So in every organization, we are now using a CI and CD, continuous integration and continuous delivery, at least continuous integration most of the organizations following, and this is one of the advantage for the GitHub in Selenium. So the next one is community support and resources. And we have a lot of community support in GitHub, and it hosts a vast community of developers, including Selenium experts and enthusiasts. By leveraging GitHub, you can access a wealth of community contributed projects, libraries, and resources related to Selenium. So it provides us that flexibility that we are having so many resources in GitHub. So these are the different advantages of using GitHub for Selenium. Moving on to the next question. Write a code snippet to launch Chrome browser in WebDriver. The code snippet will launch the Chrome browser and navigate to the google.com like below, and then print the page title to the console. So we are navigating to a web page here using the driver.get method, and here we are going to google.com, and that is like launching the Chrome browser. And next we are getting the title of the web page by using driver.getTitle method, and we are placing that in a web element page title, and we are printing that page title, which is the title of that web page. And this is how we need to write the code snippet for launching Chrome browser. Okay, moving on to the next question. What are the different methods to refresh a web page in WebDriver? There are several methods available to refresh a web page. Here are some of the approaches we use. So first one is navigate.refresh method. Yeah, by using that interface, WebDriver driver equal to new Chrome driver, and we are navigating to the refresh, and it will refresh the browser. So driver.navigate.refresh. And one more, next one is using the send keys.f5 method on the body element. So after defining a WebDriver driver equal to new Chrome driver, then we're using that driver.find element method by the tag name attribute, and we are sending the keys like keys.f5. So in the send keys, we are keeping keys.f5. Then it will refresh a web page in the WebDriver. And there are some more ways also here in this slide, like using JavaScript to refresh the page using execute script. So here we're using the JavaScript. We created an instance of JavaScript executor interface here and casting to the WebDriver object to JavaScript executor. So here, like a JavaScript executor, it will reload that page using that execute script method. This is one of the way to refresh a web page. And next one is using the get method. And using get method also, we can reload to the current URL using this driver.get current URL method, and we can achieve the same. These are the different methods to refresh a web page in WebDriver. Okay, moving. What is tail element exception and how to handle it in Selenium? Tail element reference exception is a common exception in Selenium that occurs when a previously referenced web element becomes tail. meaning it is no longer attached to the current DOM. DOM is document objected model of the web page. This typically happens when the web page is refreshed or modified after the web element was located. So if any page is refreshed or some changes are happened in that particular web page, we will see this tail element exception. When a tail element exception is thrown, it indicates that the web element you are interacting is no longer valid. And we need to locate it again before performing any further actions on it. So we need to retry. That is one of the method to get rid of this tail element exception. And one more method is we can refresh the page. This is one more method to get rid of the stale element exception. This is about this stale element exception and how to handle it. Okay, moving on to the next question. What is a listener and what are the types of listeners in TestNG? So, listener is a component that monitors events and actions occurring during the test execution. It allows us to capture and respond to specific events or conditions during test execution. Listeners are useful for extending the capabilities of Selenium and implementing custom logic or behavior. Listeners act as event handlers. They can intercept various events and acts triggered by Selenium WebDriver or the testing framework being used. They provide as hooks or callback methods that we can override to perform actions before or after the events. So there are some different listeners in TestNG. These are some of them. Annotation transformer, transformer to I configurable, execution listener, I reporter, I test listener. I test listener is a popular listener. And these are a few of the listeners in TestNG. You can go through them by pausing the page. Yeah, moving on. What is desired capability? How is it useful in Selenium? The desired capability is a series of key or value pairs that stores the browser properties like browser name, browser version, the path of the browser driver in the system to determine the behavior of the browser at runtime. So desired capabilities are useful in Selenium in so many reasons. Below are some other reasons like browser and platform configuration, customizing WebDriver behavior. So first one, if we see browser and platform configuration, so desired capabilities allows us to specify the browser and platform details for WebDriver initiation. You can set the browser name like Chrome, Firefox, Safari, Edge, etc. Browser version, operating system, and platform details to match the test environment. This is one of the reason that we are using desired capability. And the next reason is customizing WebDriver behavior. So we can customize the WebDriver behavior. We can set various preferences and settings based on our requirements, such as disabling JavaScript. We can disable the JavaScript, accepting or rejecting SSL certificates. We can set the browser window size. These are some of the customizations available here in the desired capabilities. And this is one of the reason we are using desired capability. The next one is cross-browser testing. It has that ability also. With desired capabilities, we can easily switch between different browsers for testing. By specifying the desired browser name and the capabilities, we need to specify the desired browser name, and we can run our tests on multiple browsers without changing our test code. So without changing our test code, we can run on multiple browsers, so that we are saying like cross-browser testing is one of the reason to use desired capabilities. And one more is parallel test execution. We can do a parallel test execution by using desired capabilities. To configure the WebDriver instances are different threads or process. Each WebDriver instance can be customized with specific capability to execute tests concurrently on different browsers or platforms. This is one of the reason parallel test execution we're using desired capability. And the other reason is remote WebDriver configuration. We are using a remote Selenium grid for distributed test execution. Desired capabilities are very crucial. They are used to specify the details of the target browser version, platform, and other settings to instantiate WebDriver on the remote node. So these are the several reasons that why it is useful desired capability in Selenium. So these are the different FAQs that I covered in this part and in this series. And thank you for watching this entire video and the entire series. I hope these questions really helpful when you are a person going for an interview and you want to revise. If you like this series of videos, please like, share and subscribe for more interesting content. I will come up with interesting videos next time. Till then, bye bye. See you.